eating all this food and staying thin? How do food influencers eat all the time and stay fit and healthy? If you have social media, you cannot escape the food content creators. You probably have already watched what I eat in a day or a week, or a mukbang, or a food taste test, or something like that. Probably follow creators who eat all the time. You feel like they're just constantly eating foods that aren't always the healthiest, and you just wonder, how do they stay so thin? So today we are going to look at some of this content and just analyze all of this and get some answers. The number one reason why these people stay so thin is that social media is a curated reality. It's not real life. And now you're probably thinking like, yeah, I know that, but sometimes you forget that even if people are filming their days of eating, and if you feel like you're seeing every single thing they eat, that's not necessarily reality. It's super important to realize that you don't see everything. If a food influencer shows themselves eating a huge meal, they might not finish that meal. Unless you're watching the meal in real time, they're probably not finishing everything, cutting certain parts out, or just eating a few bites and then moving on. And if you are watching the whole meal from like start to finish, maybe they actually had all that food in one sitting, but maybe it was their only meal of the day. Food is very often staged. Influencers will cook amounts of food that seem huge or that just look a certain way to appeal to their audience, and they're gonna position a certain way so it looks even bigger. Like here you can tell at the angle of the video, the way that the food is put, it looks like so much more food. I mean, it's still a lot of food, but it still just looks so much more. It looks like the food is taking up like half the screen and that they're just overwhelmed with all this food, when in reality, it's probably not as much. Again, they just know that they're not gonna necessarily finish it all. You have to remember that if you're watching a like 10-15 minute video from someone, even if you're watching their videos daily, you're only seeing a small part of their life, and they can really create whatever they want around that, before, after, whenever the cameras aren't rolling. Because you have to remember that for these creators, their food content is their job, and their eating habits are literally structured around what they need to be filming. And what they need to be filming is structured around what is going to perform well on social media, what people want them to see, the type of food that will be appealing, the type of things to watch that will get views. Like you'll follow creators who are competitive eaters, or creators who are food critics and just try different foods throughout the world. And some creators make most of their money through mukbang content. So if you view it through this lens, you realize that it's about eating and creating content around what makes the most views. And you can't really blame people for that, because again, it's their job, but it is something you have to be really conscious about and aware of. Extreme eating gets more views. If you're eating like your tiny little plate, nobody really is going to click because it doesn't have that shock factor. If you order McDonald's for 50 people and say that you're gonna eat everything in like under 30 minutes, that's the shock value people want to click on. And of course, food influencers are going to plan their day and what they eat around their content. Like if somebody's going to do a mukbang and they know that they're going to be eating a lot, or they're going to be doing like a 5,000, 10,000, whatever calorie challenge, then chances are they're not eating before that. They're not eating multiple days before that, or they're eating like soups. They're going on diets. They're fasting. Some of them even take like appetite stimulants. And even if somebody shows you their exact day without lying, it's still only a partial truth, because they're showing you the day they want to show you. And I know this because when I film my what I eat in a days, I'm very honest about what I eat. I'm not like, I never change anything. I always eat what I show. If I don't eat, I show it too, like what I don't finish. But I will choose the days that I film based on if I think what I'm eating will be interesting to you, if I feel like it reflects my general way of eating. But there's so many days that I won't show you because I feel like it's not interesting, because I feel like I didn't eat well enough. But technically, you're still only seeing what I'm choosing to show you. And again, I'm coming at this with like honest intentions, and a lot of people don't necessarily do that. So that's really one aspect of it that you really need to remember, is that what you're seeing isn't necessarily the whole truth. Now, you also need to take in mind the strategies that these food influencers have in order to stay fit and thin. First of all, there's no denying it, there is a genetic component to it, but this only plays a small role in the reason why these people can seemingly eat all this food and stay thin. The thing is that food influencers don't live the same lifestyles as regular people do. So they're probably going to have access to higher quality food options when they want to be eating healthier, to like personal chefs, even to personal trainers if they want to exercise. They're going to have access to like recovery treatments and like private nutritionists that can really follow them one-on-one every single day. And also you need to remember that we tend to focus on the ones that seem like they eat a ton of food and stay thin, but some of them aren't able to do that. A lot of them will actually suffer from the consequences of these like cheat meals and binge eating videos and all of that, whether that is psychological or physical, health-wise, whatever. So if you want to still enjoy this content, you totally can. It's no problem. You just need to make sure that you are understanding all of this and that you are not thinking that you're getting like the general view of everything, that you're seeing every single thing, and you should not be comparing yourself to this influencer and feeling bad about the way that you're eating and what you're looking like, and compare that to what they're eating, what they're looking like. And remember that their goal is to entertain and not to be an expert in nutrition and show you how to eat. And also please remember that people lie. People lie. Everybody lies. And if you are watching a certain type of content creator who claims to be naturally thin and eating burgers all the time, eating like 10,000 calories every day and like never exercising, and you're like, wait, this is crazy, that person is probably lying. There are tactics that you can use as a creator to make people believe whatever you want, essentially. Like, let's say that you are somebody who films yourself eating constantly, but we never see like the full video of you eating, and so people are gonna start asking like, wait, you're only eating like the beginning of your meal. Maybe you're actually not finishing your meal. And then you only have to post like one video of you eating your entire meal and eating a lot, overeating. And this is kind of the trick, because now you're thinking, oh, well, I have like the bigger picture now. I know that she actually eats her entire meals, therefore that's what she must do all the time. But that actually doesn't mean that. Maybe she filmed this one video that she prepared for multiple days, eating only soup in order to have her appetite ready to eat for this video, and then that's it. Like, that's the only video you're gonna get in a month. Then she'll go back to making her videos of only eating the first bite of her food. I have no idea. Maybe this is not at all what this creator is doing. This is just an example to show you how easy it is to potentially manipulate viewers. And some creators tell you that up front.
Today I'm going to be doing my cheat day, how I always do my cheat days. I'm not going to be tracking my calories. I'm just going to eat whatever it is I'm craving or whatever it is I'm in the mood for.
Here you have a video. I'm a fit girl, this is what I usually do, but this is a cheat day for me. I'm just gonna eat whatever I want. But even if you know that, you are still watching this video of this person binge eating throughout the whole day. You're seeing a fit person, and in your head you're thinking like, why can't I do that? I actually love this creator, and she did a complete 180 in her content, and now she promotes more like intuitive eating after stopping this whole. And if you look at some creators, you're gonna see them eat like obscene amount of foods, and yet they are still going to look fit and thin and healthy.
Also have some very, very calorie dense foods in the mix as well. For example, we got olive oil right here.
2, 4, 6 donuts left. Go after the filled ones now.
It's time for meal number 2. I think we're gonna start with our Hot Pockets first.
Without further ado, this is meal number 3.
Without further ado, this is meal number 4.
We put them right over there, and total macros.
Then you're gonna like click their channel and see that all their videos are just them eating tons of food. And so now you're like, okay, this is so weird. This person just eats and eats and eats, and how did they stay like this? Like, what is wrong with me? But the thing is that this person doesn't post very regularly. Like, this person will only make a video like this maybe once a month, once every 2 months, once every 3 months. And even if, yes, that is a huge amount of food to eat, if it's only happening once every few months, then it's totally possible to balance that out with healthy eating and regular exercising when you're not filming. For instance, for this creator, even in her like what I eat in a week videos, she is not filming every single thing that she's getting, not every snack, not every meal. Sometimes she's saying what she got, but we don't see her eating it. And then when we do see her eating it, she only eats like a little bit. We don't see her eating everything.
And as you can see, I did not eat everything, but Chris is happy to help. Don't worry, literally nothing nothing goes to waste around here.
So again, this is also because her job is to review food and talk about the food, and she actually describes what she's eating, what it tastes like. And that's what the content is for her. It's not about her eating like a bunch of food just on camera and that's it. So again, that's something to remember, because if you look at her what I eat in a week and it's like everything she's eating compiled, that can look like so much food and you're like, how does she stay this thin? How does she not get fat? But when you take a step back, you realize that you're not seeing everything. That's part of her job, but you shouldn't be comparing yourself to her or to any of these creators. And for some creators, eating a lot of food and showing themselves eating this food is also a way for them to challenge their own food rules and to recover from their own past disordered past with food. But I also know that it can be difficult sometimes to see people eating all this food and yet staying thin, and you're wondering why it's not the case for you. As a nutritionist, I feel like if this type of content is too extreme, like huge mukbangs and like huge like calorie eating challenges and huge cheat days, all of that, I don't think that's healthy. That's not healthy for the creator. That's also not healthy for the viewer, and I don't think that's a really great form of content. However, in a lot of cases, people are also just exposing their own way of eating and also are showing other people like different foods to try and different foods and to test out, and like I feel like that's fine. But you just need to be aware again that you're not seeing everything as it is. So that's it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like it and subscribe, and see you on my next one. Bye.